Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is the problem with Gottlieb's defending Rachel Nichols' comments. So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you go ahead and check out Dreamerspro Max, an online sports community, place where you can go and start basketball discussions, chat live during games, and so many other cool things. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to check that out. We have that linked in the description below. And also make sure you go ahead and click the join button to join our channel to receive loyalty badges from us. So anyway, let me get into this topic here. As you all know, this whole Rachel Nichols, Maria Taylor thing has, kind of taken the media by storm, right? To the point where now major news networks are picking up on this story. And a lot of people have had a lot of different things to say about this thing. Some of those things have been intelligent. Some of them have not been intelligent. Some people are just chiming in because they feel like, well, I have to say something about it. But a lot of people have had different things to say. And one of the people that I recently heard some comments from on this whole Maria Taylor, Rachel Nichols issue with the ESPN is Doug Gottlieb. Now, Doug Gottlieb, who's Doug Gottlieb? He's a former collegiate basketball player who I think led the nation in assists twice, but he's also a sports talk show host. He worked for ESPN, and he currently works for Fox Sports FS1, where he hosts the show. I think the Doug Gottlieb Show. It's a radio talk show. Now, quickly, before in the past, I really started to follow him when he migrated over to FS1. I heard him on shows like Speak for Yourself, and to be quite honest, when he was talking about basketball, I thought that he gave some intelligent takes. I generally liked the things that he had to say when he was talking about basketball. So obviously some of the things that he said I disagreed with, but overall I thought that he gave some sound analysis at times, and I like some of the things that he said from time to time. However, I've noticed that as of late, Doug Gottlieb has kind of turned into a person that likes to draw attention to himself through sensationalism, right? Whatever gets people riled up, that's what he'll say. And recently, he kind of gave his take on what he felt about the entire, the whole ESPN Maria Taylor, Rachel Nichols situation that they have going on there. So before I go too far, I want you guys to take a listen to the audio itself, because in the show they play the audio of what she said, and then ultimately the things that he had to say about what Rachel Nichols said as it pertains to Maria Taylor. So before we go too far, take a listen to that.
Of her turf, really.
Yes.
Okay, so let me play you. Here's a portion of it. It's a leaked private audio, but I believe she was mic'd up at the time, but a leaked private audio of a conversation with an advisor who's close to LeBron James.
He said to me, hey, instead of hosting the NBA Finals, why don't you do Doris's silent reporter job for the NBA Finals? Because guess what that would clear the way for?
For her to do it full time.
For Maria to do the hosting full time.
Yeah.
So, I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they are feeling pressure because of all of that. And I'm trying to figure out, how to just, my thing is, I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on diversity, which by the way I myself know personally from the female side of it, go for it. Just find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it with me.
Ooh, spicy. Ramos, what do you think when you hear it?
Yeah, I agree with Dan. I think it's just hey, I've been doing this for a long time, and I just, this is what I do, and I just don't want anybody else coming in and just taking it over just off the whim.
Okay, so just so we're aware, nothing of what Rachel Nichols said is wrong. Okay, Rachel Nichols has been covering and devoted herself to covering the NBA since she returned to ESPN, and previous to her leaving ESPN, I think she was on CNN for a while, right? She was covering the NBA. This is kind of what she's done. She has hosted The Jump, which is an NBA only show that leads you into other things in the afternoons. And she's not wrong, where in terms of experience and credibility within the sport, it's not close. It doesn't necessarily matter because I also think that the idea they were getting pressure, she's saying they're getting pressure to put somebody who's black. Remember, at the time in which this is taking place, it's in the bubble last year. There are all these Black Lives Matter protests going on in the outside world. I don't think any of that was a lie. There was zero lies told. It was just, is it okay to say it, and to say it about a coworker? And is there anything wrong with it? Gavin, what's your take on it?
Now, in that soundbite, you hear Rachel Nichols' comments. For the people that never heard it, you hear it right there. We did a live a few days ago, and one guy came out and, well, you never heard the. I did. It amazes me how some people can tell you what you heard and all of this. Just amazing to me. So in that soundbite, you hear Doug Gottlieb give his take on what she said, and one of the things that he said was that he said that Rachel Nichols said nothing wrong. He said, I don't see any issue with the comments that she made. And he then went into start explaining, well, if you look at her past, she has a extensive resume. She has a lot of experience in the industry. She hosts shows like The Jump. She has tenure at ESPN, and her resume speaks for itself. Therefore, he sees no problem with her questioning the reason as to why Maria Taylor was given that position that she was given at ESPN, right? And he says there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Here's the problem, and this is where me and Doug Gottlieb part ways. There is a huge problem with what she said. There's an absolute huge problem with what she said. Okay, why? Does she have the right to feel a certain way? Does a person have a right to feel a certain way if their job is given to someone else? Absolutely. Everybody has that right. Everybody has the right to feel that way. However, the feelings or the reasons behind why you feel that way are actually what's important. In the case of Rachel Nichols, she feels as if the reason that they gave Maria Taylor that job was because of basically it was a diversity issue. That's where me and Doug Gottlieb, that's where we part ways, right? For her to feel that the only reason that Maria Taylor got that job was because of her color, to me, that's a problem. So you're telling me she's not competent enough to do that job? You're telling me that the only reason they gave it to because of the skin of their color? So help me understand something. Some people brought this to my attention after we did the live. Do y'all know that Rachel Nichols comes from an influential family, especially in media? Do you know who her father was? Was a movie director and all of this? Do you know that she didn't just come up like some regular person that she had connections, number one. Number two, how would you feel? I said this in the live and I'm going to say it again. How would Rachel Nichols feel if they told her that the only reason she got that job was because they were trying to fulfill some type of quota and hire a woman? How would you feel that the only reason you got that job was, number one, because who your dad was, who your stepmom or who your mom was or your stepmom was or whatever it is, your background, and because you're a woman? And had it not been for those things, you would not get hired. How do you think she would feel? How do you think she would feel? And for him to say that he sees no problem with that, I take issue with that. I take issue with that. So basically what you're telling me is that Maria Taylor is not competent enough to do the job? Because if she is, then why are you bringing up the issue of that you see nothing wrong with the comments that Rachel Nichols made? There is a problem with it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about that there is no problem? There is a problem with it. What are you saying? That black people are not competent enough to get jobs in high positions? What are you talking about? What are you saying? What are you talking about? Like what is going on with these type of comments? Like, I don't get it. Do you know, Doug Gottlieb, do you know that there are black people in the world outside of the United States that are managers of banks, that run private equity firms? Do you know that there are black people that have businesses? Do you know that there are black people that are richer than you? That are smarter than you? Do you know that? Are you aware of that? I don't understand. I find it offensive that you think that somebody, Maria Taylor is not, black people are not competent enough to hold these type of positions. Who are you? What makes you feel that way? What makes you feel that way? And for you to say, I see no issue with it. No. I see a major issue with her comments, and I see an issue with your comments. And I'm beginning to understand that Doug Gottlieb and people like you say things not because they're true. You only say things that get you attention. Because as long as the person clicks, you've done your job. Go look at the video in which he made these comments. It has a 70% dislike ratio. The majority of the people don't agree with what you said, and he's had some videos like that. So help me understand. Are people at Fox Sports, FS1, are they tone deaf? Do they not take inventory of the things that people are saying, or don't they get any feedback on some of these shows that they're putting out there? Don't they know what people actually think of what these people are saying? When you're putting out videos and putting out comments, putting out statements that are drawing so much dislike from people, and you don't realize that's an issue? You don't realize that's an issue? Let me tell you this. Maria Taylor is more competent than you in what you do. How do you feel? How do you feel? I find it to be highly offensive that you will go out there and say, you see nothing wrong with it. What the hell are you talking about? You see nothing wrong with it. And you know what's worse? I heard the takes of Chris Broussard and Rob Parker, who work at FS1 yesterday, who took major offense to that, who were getting on Kendrick Perkins and Richard Jefferson saying, why didn't they have black journalists up there when Rachel Nichols was making her apology? Because he would just ask her, really, Rachel, that's how you feel? You don't feel that we're competent enough to hold these positions? What are you talking about? That's how you feel? Because Rob Parker and Chris Broussard know them, know Rachel Nichols, and they work at the same network as you. Why are you saying this? Or is that how you truly think? That you see no problem with her saying that the only reason ESPN gave her that job because it was a diversity hire? What the hell is wrong with you? I take full offense to that. And I don't work in any of these networks, but I think it's important to say, for some people out there, it's important to say that the black people that you see in the United States, that you may see, the stereotypical black people, there are excellent black people in this world that are rich, that are millionaires, that are doing fantastic for themselves. The richest black man in the world is not even American. I think we need to just say that. I think we need to say that. And I think people like Doug Gottlieb need to wake the hell up. They need to wake the hell up. There are people out there that are competent, and I take offense to, when you make comments like that. What do you mean by that? That you see nothing wrong with the fact that she said that because absolutely they're just defending their job. If she said, I have a problem with her taking my job or them giving her my job because I had more tenure, no problem. But if you're saying that the reason that she got that job is because of her skin color, then I take issue with that. Because we can very quickly, or we can say that the only reason you're sitting there doing that show is because you're white. Because quite frankly, some of the things that you're saying are not, I find them to be, they're not intelligent statements. Just because you speak English very well, just because you have a good vocabulary, does not mean you're intelligent. It doesn't mean you make sound arguments. This is not a sound argument, regardless of how smart you sound. So I take offense to that. I do. I think Chris Broussard and others should take offense to this. What are you talking about? Oh, I see nothing wrong with it. Let's be honest. Everybody feels that way. No, not everybody feels that way. You feel that way, and people like Rachel Nichols feel that way. Why do you think so many blacks are in an uproar over her comments? Because they felt as if she was down with her support for these athletes. So they thought, Rachel Nichols was one. No, she not. Because when it came time where the thing would affect her bottom line, all of a sudden it became an issue. All of a sudden it's about race. It's like I'm with you right up until the point it affects me, then I'm no longer with you. That's the issue people are having with Rachel Nichols. In case you didn't know, that's the reason. That's the problem. That's the issue that people are having with her. And for you to say, I don't see anything wrong with it. Listen, you got to cut that out. You got to cut that. There are a lot of intelligent people out here that can see through this, and I think first of all, I find it to be offensive. That you feel, oh, I don't see anything wrong with it. No, I do. I do. And people, and some people out there feel the same way that I feel. I want, if Doug Gottlieb sees this, or people that support, I want to put out a news flash that there are black people in America and outside America that are doing extraordinary things, that are wealthy, that they're making their own money, they're doing very well for themselves, they're very intelligent, and they're doing it without systems like Fox Sports and all that. I just hope some of you guys know that. Because if you listen to people like Doug Gottlieb, you make it feel like, oh, black people can only get ahead through sympathy. I just want that to be stated. Because I take offense to things like this. I really do. I really do. So those are my thoughts and opinions on this. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.